Yo, what's up guys? We got a new developer note. I just recorded this already, but there's something wrong going with my recordings. I hope this one is working fine, so let's actually see if this goes correct this time. So we have Battlegrounds and new 2A. So what's Battleground training? This is a new thing for, mostly for new players, but we old players, we also get some rewards. So free rewards, always good, right? So this kind of looks dimensional hole-ish. It's like a virtual space where you use units that are not yours to test out skills and that kind of stuff. You can get the building here, and then you're fighting with this team, you're fighting that, and yeah, you can just get like 1, 2, 3 stars. I kind of like the idea. So if they could actually make this like pretty difficult. So currently they only have that you have to win in specific amount of turns of those kind of things. They could like upgrade that to other conditions, like you cannot die, you cannot use a heal. I don't know, like they could go more for these conditional kind of things, which is pretty cool. So you get, if you win a battle, you get a mystical scroll. If you win in 18 turns, you get quite some mana, actually, especially for early game, it's quite some mana. And then if you win in 13 turns, you get 50 crystals. So they only show 4 of them right here. We have to fight Trikaru here, which is pretty funny. But yeah, they only show, what if something would violent proc like 6 times in a row, and then you don't get to your turn limit? Well, they're probably pre-runed, so you don't have to rune them, but whatever, will be fun. Yeah, so they show 4 here. It doesn't really show how many we'll have of those, and it's also something they can expand over time. And what they mostly want to do is just for newer players. It's a way to get to know units and those kind of things, which I think it's a good thing. Back in the days when I started playing, I used to watch a lot of Guild War content from like all kinds of like content creators, and therefore you just see like a little bit of every unit, and you see what they do and you see how they work. So with this way, you have like the chance to work with some units you don't have, which I think is a pretty good thing in general for people to learn, get to know the game, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then a bunch of skills. We know how that works, and then it looks like this. Just fight them. Not too bad, not too bad. So yeah, it's mainly designed for like newer players coming into the game, which I think is a pretty good thing. But then the cool stuff. We got a new 2A, which is the High Elemental. They never made a skin for this girl, and this is a skin, and that's a hella good looking skin. That's not gonna lie. So a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, Kahli's gonna be the best unit ever. Which I think, yes, Kahli's gonna be really good, but there is a really big chance that they only give Kahli a really slight buff. Sure, buff in base stats is always going to help Kahli because she's already used and rip every Triana defense. But besides that, I do think that probably there's probably one in the family that's going to get more buffed and actually be more used for the Kahli itself. So if you're still doing the 7th anniversary event scrolls, put in the high elementals, because you might want to skill them up with the 3 stars to get them max skilled and then start on 2Aing them. So let's see what we have on the first one. They do look pretty cool. So we have cross attack. Cross attack is, well, the 50% chance is pretty much a max skill cross attack on this, because you get like +5, +10, and +15, which is 30, 20 plus 30 is 50. So this is based on that. But there is a chance that you could up this with more with like additional skill up. So you maybe could get this to like 75% or something. Then Soul Split will actually become Tectonic Shift. And Soul Split is actually a different skill than Tectonic Shift, which I think is a translation error, because Soul Split is the skill that the Wind and the Dark one have. And Tectonic Shift is the one that the Light, Water, and Fire one have, which is a little bit odd, but okay, whatever. So it strikes the enemy, and this is the ignore defense skill, but it recovers 15% of the HP. So Tectonic Shift is actually gonna be a sustain skill. And you ignore defense, 15% HP of ignore defense. You maybe add some additional recovery artifacts or whatnot. That's pretty decent. That's a pretty decent like nuke for a support unit that on the 3rd skills also match the HP ratio with the allied target with the worst HP condition, and recovers the allied target for your HP by 10% each time of the start of the battle. So okay, so you're healing it by your own HP. That's pretty interesting, because these units tend to have not too much HP. I'm not sure about this one, but that's pretty, could be interesting. Could be interesting. So that's kind of like I'm getting this kind of like half Molly slash also Bruiser Nuker-ish kind of vibe. Not sure if she's gonna be the best one. I do not think so, but let's look at the other ones that they have. But first, they also have a new event. We have a sprint mission event, and we have to do the things we do not like. Scenarios, rift dungeons, dimensional hole. We don't have that much energy to do that every day, but do we? Technically you do. Technically you get 12 a day. Well, that's not 20. Struggles. Okay. So, yeah, okay, whatever. And you can choose option 1 or option 2. So let's go really fast. I would go for energy. I would go summoning stones. I would go energy. Crystals. I value crystals more than summoning stones, to be honest. But this, I would go 5-star. This, grindstone or gem immemorial. I would go gem. Gems are in general more rare, so therefore. Then we have half a scroll or a full scroll. I would say full scroll. But this is probably going to give you nothing, and this might give you the 4-star that you need. So that one is pretty much up to you, but I will go L&D. Luck of the try. Then we have the Angelmon, I guess. This Rainbow Mon. I like my crystals more, and this one I like more scrolls, and this one I like the crystals, and this one legendary rune could be flat stats, or 2 re-ups could be twice getting flat stats, but at least then it's on the rune that you want it to have. So if you have re-up targets, which I think most people have, I would go for re-ups, and then Devilmon or have a scroll. I would definitely see Devilmon. So that's it real quick for that. Then we actually go for the high elemental. So this one already has a crazy amount of attack. They are gonna boost it to net 4.5 because that's what the 2As do, net 4.5. But there's a good chance they just up the HP by a lot, but not really touch the attack by some. That could be possible. It could also be possible that this gets close to 1,000. I don't know. We will see. So yeah, as I said, like 5, 10, 15 makes it 20, 50. So that's a 50 already, so that could probably be upped. Tectonic Shift itself, it was changed in the light one. It could be changed here a little bit as well. I don't expect them to all have recovery on it. There could be some additional damage. Maybe one of them is gonna do like the same thing as a Rika S3, that you cannot like revive something or destroy HP or anything like that. I kind of expect that. God of Fire, I kind of expect this to either be a sort of passive kind of thing, or give more buffs like immunity, or give invisibility for the whole team, or reduce the cooldown by somewhat. That's kind of the trend I'm looking in, that I would expect things to happen. Just looking if the timer is still running. Timer is still running. You better work this time. Then we have the water one. Water one, when this base HP is you did. So yeah, they better up that. But again, we have Tectonic Shift on this one. So again, for Tectonic Shift, kind of same as what I just said. Ice Prison, I kind of expect something to be either an AoE freeze, but that will kind of put like Farad and that kind of stuff in minimum. But I kind of expect like an AoE freeze, or I expect a strip plus freeze. So you strip and instantly freeze for like 2 turns, which I think would be making this a pretty powerful skill itself if you strip into freeze. Yeah, I think somewhere along that line. That's what I think. I'm just guessing here. Then the wind one. I looked at this the previous time, and this thing has the most crazy base attack there is for a 3-star. 3 or 933. That's absolutely insane. So this is Soul Split, what I talked about just earlier. So Soul Split is a different skill, but this skill actually attacks with an ally. So for this reason, I thought, hey, are they gonna do some Trikaru team up kind of stuff here? And could this, because it is wind, could this potentially replace Melias? Because if this is a team up concentrated attack, and this skill is a dotting skill, which might get to a higher rate of 3 dots, and then you add some more dotting units to it, this skill, the third skill, becomes a passive in a way. We might be looking at the next GB12 meta right here. That's what I'm hoping for. That's kind of what I'm expecting. So we'll see if it actually goes along that line. Now we have the light one. We already seen that one. Just have to load the dark one. I closed the tab for a second. So the dark one has a bit more balanced out base stats, I guess. A little bit less defense, a little bit more HP. So this one also has a soul split and then bloodthirst, which makes it more likely to, makes it more likely to crit, and you recover on crit. So I kind of feel something like a passive that is gonna always crit, something like that. Soul split, then again, is not that good of a skill. So I think somewhere along that line is what we're gonna get. So I hope this record works this time. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Let me know if you what other ideas you have for this for these high elementals, if you have like completely different direction of ideas. So it's currently Friday as we get this posted. Probably we get the actual skill posted on Monday or Tuesday, then we get the actual patch on like Tuesday or Wednesday. That's mostly how it works with Comtos there. If they put a developer note, it's pretty fast that they go for like the actual note into the patch itself. So looks pretty cool. Hope you're hyped as I am. And leave that in the comments as well. And Seiishizo here. And thanks for watching. And please, this time work. Don't fuck me over. Oh man, this thing is so gonna fuck me over. I'm pretty sure. Well, anyhow, see ya.